Hello. Okay, boss. But before I start this class, please do not raise questions which is not relevant to the topic what we are discussing. If you have those questions, please any questions at the last I'll just give you 10 minutes. You can ask any questions, boss. Do not raise any question which is not relevant to the topic. If it is something relevant to the topic, just wait for me until I finish the topic because I might have covered that point the next discussion. So at last you can ask me any questions, okay? Please. Okay, boss. So now we're trying to understand the HANA Studio, which is a front-end client system. So we understood that it is basically an Eclipse-based tool, and we have got different perspectives in it. Yesterday we had been discussing on HANA modular perspective, where we had different views, right? So this is the default perspective for HANA modeler, where we had systems view, where you can go about connecting, adding n number of systems here, and then get connected to the HANA server. And then you have quick view, which is like easy access screen. Like for most of the frequent perform operations, you will have easy access menu. You just click this menu and access it. And let's say you perform some job or activating or something, then you get to see the job log and whether it is in progress or whether it has been completed or failure in the job log. And this will show you the properties block. So any object you select here, you get to see the properties of this object. And then you'll have another view called various list, which will tell you, let's say there is view A and view B. I'm using view A in view B and view C. When I select view A, it tells me wherever it's been used. Various list you'll get that. Okay. So this is your modular perspective. So next we have something called HANA development perspective. If I just click this, this is your HANA development perspective. When you get into HANA development perspective, you'll have three views. One is systems view, repositories, and project explorer. You'll have project explorer. Okay. Basically, the purpose of this perspective is for HANA native development. When you want to do develop your own custom applications by using HANA native framework, like by using OData services, JavaScripting as service, or SAP UI5 for designing your front-end applications, then you go with what? HANA native development. Clear? Okay. So basically you, in the systems view as it is, you'll have system connections. In the repositories, you basically create something called workspace. So there will be two things. When you look at HANA native development, it will be more like an Eclipse-based development, where first, what is the object you develop? It will be stored in your local system. Then you basically say share it or you activate it. Then it creates the runtime object into my server. First, let's say you're creating some SAP UI5 application or HTML file. What are the HTML file you create? It is stored in the local system first, in your local client. Then when you publish, it gets into server repository. The system, when I say server repository, server space. Okay. So what it is, in case of repositories, you create a workspace where you'll have a local system folder mapped to a server repository. So what are the file you save it here in your local system? And when you say activate it, since the local system is mapped to a server repository folder, it gets saved into that server folder when you activate. So this in the repositories folder, you basically create a workspace where you map your local folder towards the server folder. Okay. So whenever I save a file in the local folder and say activate, it gets activated into the respective server folder what has been mapped to my local folder in the workspace. And in the Project Explorer, you basically create your project. Let's when you say create project, you go about creating. You see application development and you create what? What is this? For native HANA development, you create what? XS project. And then under this project, you start creating all the objects relevant for native HANA development, like OData services or UFI applications or whatever it is. Yeah. So this will be your HANA native development perspective. And now if you get into BW modeling perspective, again, this will be more relevant when you're working on BW on HANA. So you want to work with some BW objects which can be modeled only into Eclipse tool. Then you basically use this BW modeling perspectives. Let's say you got BW sitting on top of HANA. And when you want to work explicitly with some BW components like say advanced DSO or OpenODS view composite providers, then you have to explicitly use this BW modeling tools which is in Eclipse. Here you basically, when you say drop down and when you, what is this here? In this BW modeling tools, you will be creating what? BW project. And you basically map it to any of your BW system which is available in your logon pad. And then you say next. And then you create this project. See, look at this. I have a checkbox which says attach SAP HANA system. So when I'm creating my project for BW, if I enable the attach HANA system, I'll be able to consume both HANA models and BW info providers together when I'm creating my composite provider. So I can use all HANA models also. So this is my system which I want to use. So this is my BW project. When I expand, basically get to see all the info providers, which are, see now you're seeing HANA library also, which will show you, when you say content, you will see all your packages and models. So I can use my models, like your attribute view, analytical view calculations can be used. And if you go to info providers, I get to see all my info area. And I get to see all different type of objects, like say advanced DSO or composite providers or info cubes, all of this can be managed. But majorly when you prefer to deal with the info providers which are specific to HANA modeling, like your advanced DSO, composite provider, OpenODS, you prefer this BW modeling tools. Yeah, say if I, let's say I go with composite provider. Yes, I'm just, say something like union. If I go to the sinner and then if I say add, I would see now I can include info provider as well as what? HANA. So I can combine HANA models and BW info providers together in creating my composite providers, which is similar to your multi-providers. I am able to use this HANA views because while creating my BW project, I have attached HANA system towards them. Okay. Even after attaching, later you can, even if while creating project, let's say you have not attached, later you can always attach and detach. We right click. We can remove HANA system and we can also always connect HANA system to this project also. And upper parallel, and then we can also straight away see SAP log UI screen from here also. If you just log in and I want this BW system to be connected, I can just straight away look at normal your same like how you work in with SAP UI, you can get the entire UI within your BW modeling tools. And normal activities of creating a cubes, all this can be done from here. But pretty much, see, composite provider local HANA based. When you want to create HANA based composite provider, I'll explicitly have to use HANA modeling tools. If you create composite from here, this will be local composite providers. If you go to RS Limo and create, that is local composite provider. We're not dealing with that. We'll mainly deal with HANA based composite provider, HCMPR. You're okay with this? That's it. Same way. I can say log off. I can just log off HANA system and say close this project or close this project also.
Sir,
Yeah.
see here in HANA Studio, we try to create one composite provider, right?
Yeah.
So will that get reflected in BW system or?
Yeah. What are the composite provider you create in HANA BW modeling tool or advanced DSO, whatever it is, you can see that in normal URS. For example, if I go in,
RS7.
yeah, he asked me if I create that in the BW modeling tools in Eclipse, will I be able to see that in normal? Yes. If you go to CubeX 8, see previously we had created composite provider, so I can see that composite provider and advanced. This is an advanced DSO, so you get to see them, but only things you'll not be able to edit them. Modeling and editing is all should be done in BW modeling tools in Eclipse based. That's why. So when you're working with BW HANA, you should have GUI as well as HANA Studio with BW modeling tools enabled when you're working on BW HANA. Because if you have to create HANA based composite prods, you have to explicitly get into BW modeling tools of Eclipse. And then,
Okay.
yeah, then you have another perspective called ABAP perspectives. Now we use this perspective when you want to work on ABAP development with respect to Eclipse. Okay. So ABAP, when you say ABAP development, doesn't mean only ECC. It could be any SAP because in every SAP application you'll have ABAP application server. You can implement your ABAP programs. Right? It could be BW, CRM, ECC, whatever it is. So what you do is when you basically create now here when you say what is it you create an ABAP project. This ABAP project could be of ECC or depending on you would like to do an ABAP development of which SAP system, whether it is BW, even in BW you can write your executable program, you can write your BAPIS, function model, everything can be implemented because it's got entire ABAP stack, right? That's how it is. So you just choose the system in which you would like to do your ABAP development. Let's say I would like to work on ABAP in BW system. Then what I'll do, I'll create my ABAP project connecting to which system? The BW system and say next and then so this is my project connected and I want to expand this. Then here, see in case of BW project, all the providers are organized with info areas. Here you'll have all the objects organized with packages. Here you see $TMP, but there are lots of packages here. You can create any package. So I've got package like DNR and then I just want to create some objects under this. Right click, say new. You can create ABAP class, ABAP program, ABAP interface. Even if you go to others, the lot you can create the entire dictionary also from here. Like whatever you create from SC level, I can create my database table, data element, and then domain, lock object, anything, structure, table type, everything can be created from here. If you go to others, you'll also have lots of objects here. I can create functions, then transport container. We'll see that. Yeah, you can in source library you can create a ABAP class, function group, function model, include program, interface, ABAP program. All this can be developed from here also. So that will be your ABAP perspective. Yeah. Okay, boss. Let me and next we have another perspective called HANA Administration Console. This will be majorly for administrators, like who are dealing with the server configurations. They use this perspective. Now, like they just get connected. So basically, they use this icon here. What is this? Administration. They get in. Now, when you get into this, you would see this complete server configurations can be maintained from here. You can see the overview, which tells you what was the operation schedule. It is all the services are started or not. Then you can see the version, which version, what is it, and what is OS here? Your HANA server is built on this SUSE Linux, and you can just click on this and see what all the different plugins have been installed, like different patches, what has been installed on this. You can see what was the hardware is Dell, and that's okay. And this is your version. This is version of your HANA Studio. What is it? It says 96. It will have revision, 96 revision. For server it will be SP9, SP10, but for Studio it will be revision, 96 revision, 106 revision. Yeah. And you can see how much of the main memory is being used, and then how much of the CPU usage is there. Like in the host, what is this is about disk. Okay, there are two things here. See, data volume and what is here? Log. This will tell you data volume, how much is been occupied, and how much of space is been occupied in the log volume. Yeah, this is for tracing. Yeah, you just click this for more information again, detail, and you also get some alerts. If there's some alerts to be seen on the screen. Okay, then in the landscape you get to see complete servers here. You remember? You see, there's something. What is this here? Index server. Then you see an what is this here? Access engine server, and main next would be a deep data processing server, which will be, I told you about smart data access. If you have to enable that smart data access, we need to have this data provisioning server enabled. Then we need to have access engine for deployment of all your native HANA applications, index server for all your complete database, and pre-processor server for all the unstructured data processing. Like you'll have all the servers here. In the real time, so how many index servers do I see? Only one. So this is a single node installation. So in the real time, you can have cluster or multi-node installation. If you have multi-node installations, you will see multiple index servers. Simple was even in SAP applications. When you go to SM51, do you see multiple application servers? Sometimes you see only one. So when you say multiple application servers, it's a cluster of multiple servers together as one server. Same way, if you have multiple servers together as grouped, then you will see multiple index servers here. You can see here you can see the host. This is my host name is SAP Cubex and it's all active. That's my master. So if you're going with a cluster, you'll have one master and multiple slaves. And 3-4 system. If I need to group 3-4 systems together as one HANA server, you'll have one master node and you'll have 3 slaves. Together you'll have as one HANA server. And from master you'll get index server, and from slaves also you'll get index servers, and you'll have multiple index servers. And then this is for alerts. Then you'll have performance points about like where is it, which session, like which port, which service is taking more connect, how many connections are there, what is the performance threading. You can get lots of things here. SQL tracing. So you run a SQL statement, and you can see detailed information about each SQL statement, see how much time it has been taking, what is complete query format in the backend. You can do tracing. This will be for big SQL statement, which is taking a lot of time. You can see the job. See in modeler also you can see job progress. Here also you can see job progress, or you can see the load of the system. What is the load? So if you want to really understand at what point of the system is being heavily loaded, okay, you can see the load on the system. And then volumes is about space again. You have all these ports, and this is mine, very important. If you see that index server, you'll see data and then the sizing. Here also you can see the complete size occupied in my data volume or what? Log volumes. Then this one is really important, configurations. This is what mainly and majority of the case the administrator works on this particular tab here. So I was telling you about there is something like save point. So where is this specify by what time the entered data should be written from main memory to the disk. If I just go save see there is something like save point intervals. There is some values being made as 300 seconds. Save point interval seconds, 300 seconds, and obviously 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's how they configure things. And I told you there is something called auto merge, right? When you say and even for auto merge, I said there is something called decision function. You'll have, I said, if there is a table which is enabled for auto merge, you'll have a process called merge dog, which will be scanning through all the tables. Whenever it satisfies auto merge decision function, it triggers that auto merge. So where do I can see that here, right? We say merge doc. See, I see this is a merge doc. For all the merge doc, they would have set up the properties here. See, auto merge, what is it? Decision function, and they maintain some formula here. DM, where DMS is greater than PAL and DCC so on, but I'll tell you where to understand all this. DMS is like delta memory storage. If delta memory storage is greater than PL by 2000, if DCC like delta cell count, if in the delta storage the cell count is greater than hundreds of, you can also they can alter this. Okay, you can this is right click and say also do. But when you say change, you can specify a new value, new formula for this also, and then save it. So that replaces that. Okay, and you'll also have something called smart merge. We'll discuss. But see, for smart merge also you'll have what is here? Auto merge ki smart merge ki emanటే, in case of auto merge, system will trigger the merging automatically. But whether merging should be performed or not depends on what? Auto merge decision function. And smart merges, I would manually trigger the merging on the table. But whenever I trigger merging, it should not trigger. It should, I trigger the merging process, but actual merging is done only when this condition is satisfied. That is called a smart merge. Auto merge system will fire the merging on the table whenever this auto merge decision function is satisfied. Now, when I say smart merge, system will, this auto merge is disabled. I would trigger merging saying perform merge. Parameter is smart merge. So manually I'm initiating the token saying perform merging, but it actually does merging only if the smart merge decision function criteria is satisfied. Sorry, that is smart merge. But irrespective of the condition, if you want merging to be happen, then I'll say forced merge. When I say parameter is forced merge, system will perform the merging on the table irrespective of checking any criteria. When I manually trigger merge, I have to check some condition and then do merging. That is smart merge. Okay. Yeah, what is it?
Can you please repeat it? Auto and smart merge.
See, when it's auto merge,
with an example, if
exactly. Say, let's say we have a table. See, I'll get into details. I'm just showing you that there are settings here. I'll get into details. Okay, but when you say auto merge, let's say you created a table. On top of this table, you have enabled auto merge. Okay, so when auto merge is enabled on the table, what happens? You are not responsible of performing merging at all. So within the system, you'll have a process called, what is this here? Within this index server, you'll have a component called merge dog, which will be scanning through all the tables. Whenever any table satisfies this criteria, auto merge decision function with this formula, whenever it satisfies, it triggers merging on the table. That is auto merge, which is taken automatically by the system. Okay. Let's say we have, must mute yourself, please. Let's say you have disabled auto merge on the table. So system is now responsible for performing merging on the table. So we have to trigger it, perform the delta merging manually. Now within this manual actions of merging, we'll have multiple types like forced merge, hard merge, then smart merge and untunnadu. So within that, when you say smart merge, you will issue the token to the system to do merging whenever you want, but it actually performs merging if this smart merge decision function is satisfied. No, manual smart merge and trigger chesina smart merge is manual triggering system kaadu nu trigger chestavu nu token istavu ante merging cheyandi anni kani merging eppudu chestundi ee criteria satisfy ayinappude merging chestundi. That is smart merge.
Okay, manual trigger lone 3 types of mergings ఉంటాయి, manual mergings లో
4 ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే,
hard merge, forced merge, smart merge.
ఓకే, ఆటో అయితే సిస్టమ్ జనరేటెడ్, ఫోర్స్ మర్జ్ వచ్చి మాన్యువల్ గా చేయాలి, స్మార్ట్ మర్జ్ కూడా మాన్యువల్ చేయాలి.
యా, ఫోర్స్ మర్జ్, స్మార్ట్ మర్జ్, క్రిటికల్ మర్జ్ అన్ని
మాన్యువల్ ఇంటర్వెన్షన్ ఇస్ నీడెడ్.
ఫర్ స్మార్ట్ మర్జ్ యూ విల్ టోకెన్ మాన్యువల్లీ, but system will perform depends on this criteria
condition. Okay, got it.
If you want the merging to be done irrespective of any criteria, without checking any criteria, then you will say forced merge. And you'll always say perform merging on this table. Parameter is smart merge, parameter is forced merge. Yeah. Don't worry on this. And then if you see, you'll have a server called, what is this here? Access Engine. Access Engine, I told you, Access Engine is what? It's an application server. You can deploy your applications on top of it. Let's say you want to, let's say there is a program which has been built, you want to deploy it on top of it. Then you can say right click, change. You can list out all the programs which should be running on this. This was the active value. I've added my own. You just have to separate with comma, then keep adding n number of programs which has to be running on your Access Engine. So what SAP has done is they've given some program relevant for what? DXC. I told you that DXC is one of the mechanism for ETL. We have SLT, PO, DS. DXC is one of the mechanism. To enable the extraction for DXC, SAP has given some program which has to be run on Access Engine. So I've enabled this program to run on this engine. So what happens? Just look at this. See, mainly you should deal with index server, right? And then you deal with Access Engine. These are the main two servers you mainly deal with always when you're working in. So index server will maintain the database, and Access Engine is the application server where you will deploy your applications on top. Yeah. Now, and these servers will have a port. Each of the servers will have a port. Index server will have a port. Access Engine will have a separate port. Generally, when you install this on a cloud, we should tell them which port they have to open. Okay. Now, how do you do? See, now when you see the system, look at this. What is system ID there? SP9. What is server name there? SAP Cubics. And what is the instance number there? 01 is the instance number. Okay. If instance number is 01, my index server port will be 3XX15. This XX is nothing but your instance number. What is the instance? It's not always 30015. 3 and the next two numbers would be your instance number and 15. So it will be what? 30115. This will be a port for what? Index server. Again, same way for Access Engine will have its own port where this server is running in. Then 80XX, and XX again is nothing but instance number. It's not always 8000. 80 and then what? XX is the what is the instance number? 01. So it will be 8001 is your Access Engine. Clear on this? If you want to make sure whether my index, since I'm not able to connect to the HANA system, then it means index server is up and running. But if you want to check whether the Access Engine is up and running, you can check onto the browser. If I just go onto the browser, I can say what is your server name? SAP Cubics. SAP Cubics colon, which port do you want to deal with? You want to deal with Access Engine, right? So what will you say? 8001. This, what did it say? My Access Engine is what? Up and running. My Access Engine server is up and running. Now on top of this application, on top of this Access Engine, I can deploy my own applications. So there is one application which I have deployed. If you look at this, as these are the different application list which are running on Access Engine. There is something lib access dx. This is relevant to direct extraction. Okay. So I want to see whether that program is running on this or not. I'll say our program will have path where it is set up. It will be in SAP. First time. I know this program is implemented here. SAP HANA. Then what? You'll have, what is under the DXC? You'll have the program actually. So what I'll do? So within the server on Access Engine, I'll have to run the program in the path SAP slash HANA slash then what is it? DXC. Under the DXC, my program name is DX underscore XSC function. If I say okay, user ID is password, it says what? SAP HANA direct extraction. The service is up and running. We'll see that later, but I just wanted to show you what is Access Engine, what does it mean, the application running on that engine and so you can specify the entire application list which are supposed to run on what? The Access Engine. Okay, Nana? Let's say tomorrow, let's say you can also, so you have Design Studio, right, which is a front end design tool. We can deploy Design Studio server on Access Engine. And what are the applications you design in Design Studio, you can publish it onto Design Studio server, which is running on Access Engine, and you don't need BO portal. I'll have my own launchpad within Access Engine where users can start running from there. To use Design Studio, I don't need BO Enterprise. I don't need launchpad, because I can either install Design Studio server with BO platform or with NetWeaver BW or with HANA also. So when I say with HANA, I'm going to install the Design Studio server and make it to run on what? Access Engine. Even Lumira server, I can make my Lumira server integrated on Access Engine. Lumira and Design Studio will be open tools, whether you can integrate them with Business Objects Interface, or you can integrate them with HANA, or you can integrate them with BW, anything you want. Okay, boss? Yeah. So basically, like this, the majority of the configurations are done here. So majority of the configurations by the administrator would be done here. And no one would remember which path where they have to go in, what they do. For everything, there will be complete documentation available. Let's say I want to enable Access Engine. You'll have a PDF document for it, which tells you go to configuration, expand this, expand this, expand this, select this, right click, and enabling is very simple. You just get in. You'll have first I need to enable Access Engine, right? See, you'll have main server as daemon. Actually, when you basically switch on the server, first the daemon server starts up, and then this will take care about starting all other servers, index server, all this. So this will have the main linking, which all servers are being active. Then so it knows that. So then that starts triggering all other servers from there. So if I get in దీంట్లో Access Engine వెళ్ళి there's some instance ఇది default value 0 అన్నా, I mean it is 1. So what in the daemon, I need to tell that there is an Access Engine being active, so that the daemon will start even the Access Engine. So in what I'm doing in the daemon.ini configuration files, I'm getting into Access Engine instance, right click. By default it will be 0. I have changed it to 1. It means I'm enabling the Access Engine instance. So that's how we are switching on the Access Engine. They'll do lots of configurations in this majorly. Yeah. And we can see the system in this chala important. This is much important. See, I told you even any application or any database will have metadata, right? There will be some standard table or repository tables. There will be some standard tables in the backend which will store majority of the metadata, right? So in the system information, what they've done is, instead of you going to different table and trying to see the content, and instead of you going into system table and trying to see the information, they've given you those tables here straight away. For example, delta merge, there will be something like restrictions. Okay, but I can see, look at this, used memory by tables. If I just say right click and say what execute, I can see that information. This is more like it tells you total used storage of by column tables so much, and what for row store it has used so much of memory, and for a column store it has used so much of memory. It's more like running some queries and seeing some on tables. And you want to see detailed analysis on delta merging. Okay, if I just right click and say execute, it was on there. So if you go to distinct values, you can see all this database information. I want to see system ID SP9, host is this, so and so, and then usage is customer. You can see overall system information from, you can see all the sessions which has been active, schema size of loaded tables. For each schema, I want to see the table size. There's one more which is supposed to, actually there is some restriction. I told you one table size is max 2 TB. There are some restrictions. There was one view which actually gives you the detailed restrictions. Each table can have only 2 TB. Let's say you're building a table name. What is the length of a table name? Technical name of the table max is 72 characters. Atlani ఒకటి ఉండాలి. I'll get that done. Like this, you can get to see system information from here, and then your diagnosis files. And then first, if you with the help of trace configuration, we can switch on the trace. You can have SQL trace or user specific or database trace performance. Any tracing you do, it actually creates the tracing files, and those tracing files can be seen from diagnostic files. You'll get .trc files which we can open and see this. You can basically look at the tracing and find out the tracing of the cell. Say you have a select statement, you want to switch on the tracing, you can switch on what? You can switch on your tracing from the trace configurations, and what are the traces been found? I can see those. .trc is a tracing files. I can open the tracing files and see them. But generally, they are not preferring tracing because these tracing files are really occupying a lot of space. They're really huge. No data 1 GB, tracing to 3 GB. So that's the problem. Depends depends on the project also. But if you're working with a big customer, you will not have access. If you're working with small customer, you will have entire access. That's how it is. Yeah? But generally, at least they'll give you access to switching on the trace and look at the trace at least. See, within this administration, they can block only some tabs to be working on. They can control that way also. They might give you only this tracing options. They'll not give you this tab 100%. Okay, they'll try to give you this, yeah, and overview they might give you. Yeah. So like this. So mainly they do administration from that point perspective from there. You'll have some more like very important, but you'll have something like plan visualizations. This will tell. Let's say this is also important sometimes. Say you create an HANA model, like say attribute view, analytical view, or calculation view. You would like to see the execution strategy of that view in a graphical mode, and you want to like to see runtime at each phase of it. Then I can use this plan visualization, which will show me more graphically and tells me what all operations are done and what is the time taken by each operation and which engines are used in each operation. That's how we can use this. I'll show you. Say for example, I will write some select. Okay, I have some. This is actually some calculation. Can I say? I told you yesterday runtime objects will be in sysbig schema. So I'm just trying to fire a query on the runtime object, and then I want to see the graphical execution of almost what is happening in this view. If I say right click and what is this here? Visualize plan, or you can go to the perspective plan visualization. It's all same. See, I'm in which perspective now? Model, right? So it will automatically take me to that. Now it is automatically taken me to which perspective? You look at this. SAP HANA or plan visualizations. Now you can see the complete plan. So there's complete operation done and it is giving out me what? 49 rows. Let me expand this. Tell me there's that was a simple view where it is reading data from table and then projecting certain columns and then giving me 49 records. But I would like to see runtime statistic. This is the design flow definition for me. So right click on this and say what? I can say execute and display results also, but I just want to execute this. Now it has executed this. Now it is basically showing me complete runtime. If I go to executed plan, then I can get inside this, execute this. You can get it very detailed till the reading data from the table. So here you can see, you see some saying JE, you see some operation like JE. JE indicates it is using join engine. If you see an operation starting with BW, it means it is using overlap engine. If you see an operation starting with CE, it means it is using calculation engine. Okay. Then you know about timing, what is taken, how much seconds it has been taken in each. This is query. You will see the time taken at each phase. And you know how many records has been brought. Then you select just then but operations highlight them. What operations have been taken care in each of this. So like this, we can basically use the plan visualizations also to see graphical understanding of entire thing. Okay, was so like this, you'll have lots of different perspectives in Eclipse, and you depending on what kind of activity you're working on, whether you're working on Eclipse tool with relevant to BW or relevant to ABAP or native development or HANA modeler, depending on each one will have different perspectives, and every perspective will have different views. Okay. So for now,
sir, I have a question regarding ABAP perspective.
yeah.
So suppose if I have created a function module using that perspective, can I call that function module again in the BW system?
Yeah, you can call. Yeah. See, even if you're creating the function model in ABAP perspective, it means you will be able to see that in SC37.
Okay.
If I go to ABAP, same like BW, if I go to ABAP project and create a function model in HANA based Eclipse tool, I'll be able to see that in SC37. No issues. Your class, anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whatever we have created in the BW system, can we use it here in the ABAP perspective?
You can use. Let's say I created
any function module or
I created a cube or TSO in BW. If I want to use them in creating composite code, I can use. Let's say create a function model in SC37. I can use that function model into another program where I can say call function of that. I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. And basically the code which you write is...
You cannot edit that. That's the point. Okay.
You can't. Okay. We can't edit that. Okay. And one last question. Whatever the code we write using this ABAP perspective.
Sorry, voice is breaking. What is the code you write using ABAP perspective?
Will that code be executed
in
the ABAP server?
Yeah. You can execute this. Say, see, what are the code you write? If you write with scripting, then it will push down the logic and it will execute that program in database server. If you're writing with normal ABAP, it does not make any difference. It will always execute whether you write program in Eclipse modeling tool or whether in SC37 or SC30, it executes in ABAP server. Okay.
Okay, so even in ABAP perspective, we can differentiate between that, whether we want to execute the code in ABAP server or we want to execute the code at the database level.
But if you're writing with ABAP, it executes with ABAP server. If you're writing with scripting, it will use database server. But you differentiate like this. You have to explicitly indicate that. Okay. See here, I've explicitly indicated this method. If you go into this method, I explicitly indicate this method to be database procedure for HANA database, HDB. Then it understands the code what I write inside this method as scripting. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it understands as normal ABAP and executes in ABAP server. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. సో అంటే నా క్వశ్చన్ యాక్చువల్గా ABAP పర్స్పెక్టివ్లో మీరు రాసేటప్పుడు అప్పుడు కూడా మీరు ఇట్లా ఇండికేట్ చేయాలా సెపరేట్ గా లైక్ ఐ మీన్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ ఇన్ ద డేటాబేస్?
అవును. Yes.
Okay.
Whatever the class I was showing here, This was actually created from ABAP perspective in Eclipse only.
ఓకే ఓకే సో అబాప్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ నుంచి కూడా నార్మల్ గా రాయొచ్చు, మళ్ళీ అగైన్ డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్ లో ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యేలా రెండిట్లాగా రాయొచ్చు.
అంతే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Yeah. Okay. So now what I want to do is I just want to take a simple okay. So we understood, but we had different perspectives. So initially what we're trying to do is we're trying to go with HANA as data warehouse or HANA as data mart, or some people call it as enterprise HANA or more for HANA modeling and database. This is what we're trying to focus first. So once you're good with this, you know about HANA, then we can go with any combination, BW HANA, ECC HANA, HANA native development, anything you can get in here. So for now what I'm trying to do is I just want to make you understand the complete cycle, how it works out. I'm not teaching anything. I'm not teaching you anything. I just want to show you, because we said what we'll use ETL and then put all the data into what into data warehouse, and then on top of it we do what reporting, right? So I would like to take some data in some source, extract this data and then put into my HANA warehouse, and then on top of this I would like to create my virtual model, and then I would like to use this virtual model for reporting. So then you know the complete cycle, how does it go on. Just I'm not teaching you anything on this, how to create the model, just showing you how that the complete cycle goes on. Then we can get hold of each of these topics separately, ETL, warehouse, and then reporting. Okay, just to make you understand the complete cycle, we're just trying to do some simple example and then do it. Yeah. I'm just looking at I have sales, customer. I don't have customer data. Mhm. Okay, so let me use this sales orders. Okay, then yeah. Sales orders about customer product contact. This is contract type. Sales org. Okay, boss. Okay, now let's take this scenario, boss. First try to understand the data, then we'll understand how is my data structured, then we can discuss on what is the joins I'm doing and how is the reporting. Okay, so majorly I would like to do reporting on this here. What is this here now? Sales orders. Now just try to understand, I've got some sales order ID, and then I've got each record is one particular sales order for me, and I've got customer data, then I've got what product. See, it tells me for this sales order who is a corresponding customer, who placed an order, and for which product, and what is the quantity and unit of measure of the quantity, and this is the contract document, and then I've got nomination. Actually what happens is, ఇలా ఉంటుంది నా cycle. I'll have a contract with the customer. So based on the contract, depending on the requirement, the customer will nominate what he wants. Then based on the nomination, my sales order would be created. So actually nomination ఏంటంటే, customer enters into an agreement with the company saying, from first day of the year till December, every month you have to deliver me 100 liters of petrol or 100 kgs of some stock. Okay, that is agreement. Let's say on every 5th day of a month. But before 5th day, because sometimes the requirement keeps changing, right? So before 5th day, on 3rd day of a month, customer has to nominate himself. Okay, ee month ki naaku 90 chalu. He nominates himself how much he wants. So based on that nomination, we'll have a sales order. Then based on the sales order, we'll have subsequent delivery is done. We'll have delivery document, goods issue is done, and then billing is done. Okay, so my sequence is, I've got contract number. So for a given contract, I have a nomination document filed by the customer, and against this nomination, we'll have a sales order. For a particular sales order, we'll have delivery document, and then we'll have goods issue, then billing, it gets into invoicing. Okay. So this example is only till what? Contract and nomination to a sales order. Okay. Now look at this. Now sales order tells me to which contract date does it belong, and to which nomination does it belong, and what is the delivery date. And ఇది నేను ఫార్మాట్ అంటే SAP ఫార్మాట్ లాగా పెట్టుకున్నాను that date. And then don't worry on this now. What is what, we'll discuss on this later. For now I just have this data. Okay. Now, so I've got customer column. From this, if I can join to the customer table, will that give me customer details? So I've got another file. See, you're seeing it as Excel files, but we'll be loading from different sources. But the same data I'll be placing in one in SQL Server, one in ECC, one in flat file. We'll see different sources. But then if I open this file, customer data, now for a given customer, I can know this first name, last name, title, gender, country, code, the phone number and mobile number, and then email ID and all those. Okay. And here it's very important that I also get to know this customer belongs to which sales organization. From this table, I also can get to know that this customer belongs to what? Which sales org. This also tell me type of customer. What I'm doing, I've done my customer segmentation, saying he is an exceptional customer, he is an essential customer. Exceptional to what? He is ready to pay more money for the service. Essential to what? So that's how I categorize the customer. So I've got a data like customer master data like this. Okay. Now from the sales, from a sales order, I know the customer. And if I go to the customer master, can I get the details of that customer, which type, to which sales order does it belong, and all those stuff? Yeah. Now I have a file called another table. See, understand each file is one table, boss, in the database. Okay. I've got another table called sales org. Now here, for a given sales org ID, I can know which country, which region, and which city. You remember the link now? I've got sales order table, which tells me this sales order was performed by which customer, raised by which customer. From there, if I get into customer table, I get to see details of the customers along with to which sales org does it belong. From there, if I jump to another, if I want to see detail, from there, if I jump into sales org table, then I can get to see to which country or which city or which region does this customer belong. Okay, so understand each file as a one separate table. Okay. Next, what I want is similar way from sales orders, I get to see to which product does it sales order belong to. So I have another table which gives me product details. Yeah. This tells me product ID and name of the product, and then product category. Then I've got price of the product, then the dollars, like the price currency of it. Okay, this is my product master database. Yeah. Same way, now I've got sales orders, right? For given sales order, does it belong to one contract? Yes or no? Does it belong to one contract number here? It tells under preceding document. I have a contract. Against this contract, in there will be n number of sales orders because I create a contract saying the contract is valid for 1 year, and every month I must do a delivery. So I will have 12 sales orders. So one contract can have multiple sales orders. Yeah. So
yeah, 1 to many.
Yeah. So now this tells me. Let's say if you look at this filter, I get to take a contract 9001. This will have what? There are 3 orders which are performed against this contract. So now from a sales order point of view, I know to which contract does this order belong to as a reference document, as a preceding document. Now I have another table which gives me detailed information about the contract. There rendu unnai oka nimisham. It's a contract master data. Sorry, this is a different. This is my contract table, which tells me this is a contract. I just want to implement simple logic, but here what is in the contract ID combines both the contract number and the sales order. So while in the ETL, while we're extracting and loading into HANA database, I'll have to split this contract number into separate, because the contract number holds the actual contract number and the sales order number together. So I'll have to differentiate that while I'm bringing in. Then I have start date and end date of the contract, and I have the sales executive who has entered into this contract from my company, who was a sales executive, was representing this deal. Yeah, and then volume. Let's not. Okay, we'll have something called contract volume. What is the total quantity of that contract? And from first day of the year till, let's say the contract is valid for 12 months. In the entire 12 months, how much volume should I supply him? The contract volume. Yeah? For example, say you see this contract from Jan 1st 2013, it is valid till December 31st. Means the contract validity is for what? 1 year. And the total volume is expecting is 18,075 is the volume, and the unit is, we have it here. And okay, that is fine. And then I told you my customer has, there will be an agreement. So contract will have all agreement details saying and I told you every month of a contract, the customer has to nominate on which day of month he has to nominate. Say on the 6th day of a month or 5th day of a month or 20th day of a month, he has to nominate. And then delivery day. If he nominates by 20th, I must deliver it by 21st day. That's the agreement on it. Contract will have all the agreement details. So customer has to nominate on this particular day. I must deliver. See, he nominates 3rd year. I must deliver it on 6th day of a month. And this one second. And this will be say I told you for the entire year it is 1875. But every month he has to nominate how much stock he needs, right? But what are the nomination volume? Now whatever he nominates, it must be between this range only. Minimum it is 10, max it is this. The overall year contract I'm going to supply him 1,875, but doesn't mean that he can ask me all 1,875 in 1 month. So there will be an agreement saying every month, monthly nomination volume minimum is 10, max he cannot is 120. We can't go beyond 125. Atla, we'll have agreement. What was it you said?
That's what I was telling you is partial delivery or
partial, right? Every month partial. Yeah. And then you'll have something called contract type, which tells you what type of contract. Whether we'll have short-term contracts, long-term. What is that I'm doing? If I see that if my contract is more than 6 months, every company will have their own definition. If it's more than 6 months, it is long-term. So for me, 1 indicates something and 0 indicates something. And how do I know what does 0 indicate, what does 1 indicate? There is another table which is telling me 0 indicates what? Short-term, and 1 indicates what? Long-term for me. Okay. So I still have, and then I also have the sales org which it belongs. Who is a customer who has this contract was built with for which product, and there are some 5 entries which is, and if you understand it's okay. There's something LTFTL, okay. LTFTL indicates less than full truck load, because say my customer is really important and is ordering me for 100 liters of petrol. So even though my truck capacity is 10,000 liters, I still deliver those 100 liters with those big tankers. But am I wasting a lot of resources there? So so in the agreement, I'm going to maintain saying, okay, for this customer, am I going to agree for less than full truckload or not? So this will tell me no. Quality case అంటే వాడు కస్టమర్ గారు బాగా డబ్బులు ఎంత నకి అన్నాడు, అట్టడానికి కేసు వాడు ఈడనుకో నో అంటాం. సో అట్లా దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ డన్. వాట్ దే విల్ డూ ఇస్ they'll do customer segmentation, who is exceptional, who is essential. Based on the customer segmentation, you'll have different offers available. Yeah, that's how it is. Atla LMC, last minute changes, whether can he at last minute can he change the order quantity. Say suddenly he calls you, I actually ordered you for 120 but urgently I need it for 140, so can he change order like that? So మళ్ళీ వాడు ఎక్సెప్షనల్ అయితే వాడు లాస్ట్కి ఏమంటా ఉంటే ఈ 125 ఓకే, ఈ ఎక్స్ట్రా 20కి ఒక లీటర్ 1000 రూపీస్ అంటాం, పర్లే పంపే అట్లాంటి ఎక్సెప్షనల్ అన్నట్టు. అయితే వద్దులే అనేటోడు ఎసెన్షియల్ అన్నట్టు. సో whether are we accepting last minute changes with this? So in the contract I've got an agreement, right? There is an agreement. So what is agreed, I'm going to have it in the contract. So for this contract, last minute changes were accepted. So the customer can basically change the order quantity at the last minute. Then year on year volume growth. Suppose if my contract is for 3 years, I said there is some contract volume which is fixed, like 1,875 the entire contract. But if my contract is for, let's say, 3 years, can he increase the volume year on year? Say for first year he'll say 1,000, but second year can he increase it by 12 to 1,200, 1,300? Can he? Yes or no? That is what year on year volume growth. OTDs, on time delivery commitment. Are we committing for on time delivery? Because if he's an exceptional customer, I would commit saying yes, at any cost I'll deliver on time delivery. Same thing, monthly volume optionality. You understand this OTDC, on time delivery commitment, and then MTVU, I'll say monthly volume optionality. Say this, see overall, let's say my contract is for 12 months. My overall contract volume is 1,200. What does it mean? Actually, every month it will be 100. But can my customer change those quantities? Can he nominate, say, in 1 month he nominates 200, in another month he nominates only 10, in another month he nominates 190. Can he do? Yes. Does he have the flexibility of changing those monthly volumes? Monthly volume optionality, yes. And rush order. Now, rush order, sometimes, see, it is agreed that there is some nomination day, there is some delivery day. Means customer has to nominate himself saying, on every 3rd day of a month I want so much, and every 6th day of a month we will be delivering. But sometimes it happens that customers are not able to plan. They suddenly call you and say, I want it delivery by now. That is called as rush order. So in the contract, I'm getting an agreement saying, am I accepting a rush order for this particular customer or not? For this contract of agreement between my customer and me and the company, are we accepting rush order? Yes or no is what we have. Okay, was fine. Like this, I have all my tables. Nominations good on the levels. So we have all those data. So now I just want to bring in, we have certain reporting requirements for which we have to extract all these tables from different sources and bring into HANA database and do modeling on top of it, and then create some reports. So with that, you understand the overall cycle. I'm not teaching you about how to do modeling, how to extract. I'm only showing you. సినిమా అంతే, ఊరే ఈటెల్ ఎట్లా జరుగుతుంది, ఎట్లా పెడుతున్నాం, ఎట్లా వ్యూ జరుగుతుంది, స్క్రీన్లో అలవాటు అయ్యాక అంతవరకు. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ టీచింగ్ యూ ఎనీథింగ్. ఓకే బస్. Okay, boss. So what I'll do, I'll send out these files to you today, because before, when I'm doing modeling or when I'm doing detail, you should know you should have complete grip on those data. If you're really strong with the data, then you can be really good at modeling this. So I'll stop it here for today. Tomorrow I'm going to send you those files. just go through all the data in it and then understand the relations between those. So tomorrow it helps you for modeling. So by tomorrow what I'll do, I'll place one of the table in SQL Server database. I'll place one of the table in another HANA database. I'll place one of the table in ECC application. So that you will see how do we bring data from different systems into HANA database and see how do I leverage them for modeling and create simple model, and then how do I create some report on top with BOs. So overall cycle you'll understand with HANA native HANA or sorry enterprise HANA or HANA modeling or ETL part.
Sir, I have a question.
One sec. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me. Make sure you give your mail IDs to Pawan or someone so they can send you. And even people who have logged in online, please give your email IDs to them. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me. What is your question?
Tomorrow is an holiday, so can we have a 3 hour session instead of Saturday?
Tomorrow
Because
is
it's a long weekend.
Holy today, Good Friday. Okay, we can do that. So tomorrow let's have class for 3 hours and then let's keep on Saturday.
Yeah, that goes.
That is better. Let's get free on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Okay. Okay. That will do. We'll do. Any of you want to see a case study, right? It will take some time. So it will be a full stretch. We can see the complete cycle tomorrow. Yeah, that is better. Yeah. Okay. तो डेटा समझो कल बात करेंगे प्राइमरी की है ना
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
You told in the today class in ABAP perspective you can write the code in ABAP, right?
In not ABAP perspective. Yes. One second. Everyone is leaving here. Let me.
Okay.
There's a noise. Let them leave. Then we'll talk. 1 second.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me. Yeah. In ABAP perspective, you can write ABAP. Okay. Yeah.
So that code or entire logic will work on application server or in database server. That also we can define in ABAP perspective. How it will work.
See, generally when you're writing, it's normal. It will be ABAP server only. But when you're writing logic specific to HANA, you will declare it explicitly. This block has to get connected because normally it's like like how you deal with any other database. First of all, you get connected to the database, right? You get database connection. You write native HANA and native SQL statement. Then that gets connected. That executes in database.
Okay.
Same way you can write a stored procedure. From ABAP, you just call that stored procedure. You can write like that also. Then whatever is written on
that logic and
Yeah.
That logic will need to work on database itself or it work on application server. That is my question.
So the stored procedure will work on database server, but whatever is written in ABAP, it will execute in ABAP server. ABAP server will trigger the code initially. Then wherever the blocks of scripting, it will get into database server. That's what it is. So basically, ABAP will be a wrapper. So ABAP server will initiate the program, but actual logic it will be fired from the database server. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
tomorrow we have a class.
Yeah, tomorrow we have class from 7 to 10. Yeah.
Okay, and on Saturday?
We'll relax on Saturday because we'll spend 3 hours tomorrow, right? We'll relax on Saturday.
And there will be class on Sunday, right?
No, class. There will be class on Monday again. Tomorrow you'll have class. Next class will be on Monday again.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Sir, can I suggest that you share all the files through Dropbox? That'll be easier for you also and for us also to collect it. It'll be in one place.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. If you just give them the mail ID, they'll just drop it there. Yeah.
Oh, that's
send you mail. Yeah.
Sir, one last question from my side, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, might be it is a basic question. So, what is the difference between this HANA modeler and HANA development perspective? I still didn't understand the exact difference actually. What we do here and
HANA
what we do
modeler
there.
basically deal with creating your database and building your HANA modeling content, like creating about your attribute view, analytical view, or calculation views. Yeah. And as part of HANA native development, you mainly deal with developing your own custom applications, leveraging HANA native framework with SAP UI5, your OData services, XMLA, JavaScripting as a services. For front end, SAP UI5 you use, and for back end, you use all the scripting and all those. Yeah. And developing a custom application like this, we get into HANA development. Yeah. And when you want to
Ante-
So building the application from scratch. This
not
means.
scratch, building custom.
Okay.
See, when you want to build a custom application is different. Leveraging data, implementing HANA as data warehousing is different. You can understand for now. You use HANA modeler when you want to implement HANA as a data warehousing solution. You go with HANA modeler. Okay.
Right.
When you want to develop your own custom applications and deploy onto Access engine, then you will go with HANA development. You can take it.
Okay.
So in HANA, in SAP HANA development perspective, so we are not allowed to create any calculation view,
No, we can create.
attribute view.
We can create. Even in HANA native development, you can create your calculation view, attribute view, analytical views. You can create database. Only benefit you will have is in HANA native development, what are the object you create? You will have design time object and runtime object both. But if I go to HANA modeler, whatever I create in the content, it will have design time object and runtime object. But whatever I create in content, it will have only runtime objects.
Catalog. Okay. Sir, అసలు రన్ టైమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే ఐ మీన్ వై డూ వి స్టోర్ రన్ టైమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ సార్ సపోజ్
కూడా ఇప్పుడు నేను కెట్లాగ్ లెక్క వెళ్ళిపోయి I say create column table, cubics, 8 cubics. 8 cubics is my schema. So test db is my table name. I just use a empid integer. Yeah. So I'll say primary key, and it should not be null. Then I'll say emp name. Yeah. Varchar of length, let's say 20. I say this. So this is my table definition. Okay. So this is the definition of my table. Okay. I'm executing this. This is closed out. You've gone. That is gone, and then you get in. So you say 8 cubics. Now tables. You see this table. What was it? Test db. This is your table. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seeing definite. So this is a runtime object. Now let's say I would like to edit this table again.
Okay.
So if you need to edit this table again, you got to alter this object, but you don't have anything like design time file where you can basically change that file. Then that reflects changes to this. Now let's say I'll create table another way. Now I'll go to HANA development. Okay. I'll create some project. What was the name? This is the name. Yeah, I create some project. Let's say I want to create some table on this. Right click, say new others, HANA database development. Let's say I want to create a database table from here. Something test db 01. Basic is fine. So here allow kind of JSON format where I need to specify all the table properties for me. Okay? So my schema name is 8 cubics. A table name already given. I just wanted only 2 columns. Okay. I'll just take out all this. No comma. Let's say first column is, I'm just leaving it like this. Column 1 is this. Column 2 is this. Say primary key is only column 2. Then I have commented, I can take this out. So this is design time file, okay? And then I'll just say, first I need to share the project. Now what I'll do, now I'll just activate this. So I've activated this, right? So now if I go to my systems view and see, I should see a table now. What is the table?
I just scroll.
It comes with project name : test DB01. Okay. Now I would like to change this table again. Yeah. So when I change, so this is my table definition which is created here. This is a runtime object. This is a design time object. Now I want to change this table out. What I'll do? I will take this line and add one more column. I'll say column 3 within pages. Okay. Now again I activate this. So again I should see a change in this runtime object. So this is design time object. This is a runtime object. You understood this now?
Okay, yeah, but why are they storing the runtime objects? That's where I'm little confused. It's just wasting memory, right?
Ultimate runtime object is what you need. Your database server will understand the runtime object, not the design time object.
Okay.
So then it will be a physical memory or a virtual memory?
Yeah, this is just like normal notepad file. That's it. Yeah. This is the actual table in the database. Runtime object is the actual table in the database. This is like normal file. That's it.
Okay, runtime object is the actual definition which exists in the table.
Exactly.
In database.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Actual object which is in the database.
Okay. So for everything we'll have runtime object and also the
if you do HANA native if you develop things from HANA native development, you'll have design time file and runtime file. Okay. Now I created a table from modeler, right? From modeler also I created a table with SQL prompt like test DB. Then this only runtime object out on the design time file add undi.
Okay.
HANA native development లో వెళ్ళి నువ్వు ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ డెవలప్ చేసినావంటే నీకు డిజైన్ టైం ఫైల్ ఉంటుంది, రన్ టైం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రెండు ఉంటాయి. అదే HANA మోడలర్ లో కెట్లాగ్ ఫోల్డర్ లో చేసే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అనేవి ఓన్లీ రన్ టైం ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి.
కంటెంట్ ఫోల్డర్ లో
అదే కంటెంట్ ఫోల్డర్ లో చేసిన దానికి మళ్ళీ డిజైన్ టైం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది, రన్ టైం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రెండు ఉంటాయి. ఇంక ఎగ్జాక్ట్ డిఫరెన్స్ అర్థం కావాలంటే నీకు మనకు ప్రొసీజర్ ఉంది బస్, రైట్? ఇక్కడ చూడండి. So I can create a procedure from SQL. I can create a procedure in catalog folder. Okay. Catalog folder create this procedure no edit cheyalevu. Once it is written, you cannot edit it at all. This procedure okkar edit rasnava ayipindandi, you cannot edit this at all. But if I go to my in the content folder and if I just take some package and say right click new and I'll say what procedure. If I write this logic there, now today it is 10 plus 20. Tomorrow if I want to change it to 10 plus 50, I can change. Where if this procedure is created in the content folder, if the procedure is created in the catalog folder, once it is created, you cannot change it at all. That's it. Because this is whatever you're seeing, this is a runtime definition. But whatever I'm seeing in the content, this is a design time definition.
Okay.
సార్ అప్పుడు బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ వచ్చి కంటెంట్ లో రాయడమే కదా సార్ లాజిక్స్ అన్ని?
అంతే కదప్పా.
Sir, please in English.
He was asking he was asking the best practice is about creating in content folder, right? Because you will have both design time object and runtime object. Then I said yes.
You mean content have design time and runtime both, and catalog have runtime?
Exactly. So when you want to develop some stored procedures in the real time, we'll prefer to go with what? Develop the procedures in content folder rather than catalog.
Okay, sir. What makes the difference? Declaring it.
So what are the procedure you create here? It actually gets activated in sysbig schema. See, if I activate this procedure here, it creates a runtime actual procedure in sysbig schema. Okay, but if I want to explicitly create my procedure in my own schema, then I have to get into catalog folder. I have to create procedure in catalog itself. Yeah. You getting what I'm saying?
Okay, sir. Yes. Okay, so what makes the difference declaring a table in modular and development perspective?
HANA development perspective, you see, you'll have basically the design time file and runtime file. So what happens if you develop your database in HANA development? When you transport this content into my quality, and then if those files are activated, automatically the tables are created in the database. But if you just have runtime objects, you cannot transport and activate them. You have to explicitly export and import the database, because these are only runtime objects. Hello?
Then the principal way will be doing the things in HANA development so that it can create both design time and runtime objects rather than the modular.
But that is the practice, but that will not work out every time, because let's say you're replicating data from some SAP application into HANA through SLT. So when you, in that case, you don't create table. When the table is replicated, the table is created automatically into one schema. So then you'll have only runtime objects. You'll not have design time objects in that case. What I'm saying is, if you're developing your own custom application, yeah, and then in that case, so which needs to have backend database, application service, and front end, then you're creating some 2-3 tables. Then it will make sense in HANA native development. You create those 2-3 tables and leverage in the service or in the front end. But if you're developing a warehouse, you will not have that option, because you don't create those tables. When the systems are replicated, when you replicate those tables, automatically the table structure is created in HANA bus. You don't create those tables from HANA native development or catalog. The tables are created automatically, so you'll have only runtime objects in that case. So generalizedly, I'm saying when you're using HANA as implementing data warehousing solution or data mart, it will be generally runtime objects created automatically when you replicate. But if you're doing a custom application development and you want to deploy that application onto Access engine, then you might have to create some 4 to 5 tables. Then you manually use those HANA native development, create a design time file and runtime objects. Then when I take this complete content from HANA development and transport through delivery it into quality, these tables are automatically created there. But in case of data warehousing, when you replicate, when you connect the SLT to quality, automatically the table gets created in quality. You don't have to transport through and reactivate those tables again. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Tables, what you're replicating from different source systems, will create those tables only runtime only. Exactly. Then other option you can think is, let's say I look at the definition of VBAC table in ECC, completely create a design time for it, activate, then it will have design time, VBAC table definition, runtime definition, that we can, but that doesn't make sense. When the replication tools are able to create those tables automatically, because when you configure SLT will have its own schema. You cannot say you have to load into a table of this schema. You can't do like this. It automatically creates a table in its own respective schema and loads data. Okay, boss. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can we replicate a data source here? ECC?
Can you replicate?
ECC data sources here?
Yeah, if it is DXC, you can do that, not with SLT.
Sir, I missed my first class. So, what will be the course contents, and we will be getting systems access to systems? How?
Yeah, for system access, you have to contact Vasu.
Okay.
I'll give you his number.
And okay. And what about the course contents? I mean, which topics we will be covering? One after the other. Which topic first?
Actually, I showed them the document 9700816313. This is Vasu's number. Yeah.
Okay.
Contact him for the server access. And then for course content, I'll ask them to send a mail to you all. Okay. Just make sure they have your email ID with them, with Pawan and something.
Okay.
Just call these people and ask them for the content. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
One more last question, sir. Sorry to disturb. So you told there is no need. Hello. So you told that there is no need for aggregation in HANA DB, right? So there is no concept of cube is not required if you want to aggregate data based on this.
There's a lot of difference. No need అంటే అవసరం లేదన్న కాదు, చేయకపోయినా పర్లేదు, రెండు తేడా ఉంది. వద్దన్నకి చేయకపోయినా పర్లేదు అన్న తేడా ఉంది. I'm not saying don't do aggregation, okay? I'm saying even if you don't aggregate data, it can still handle the performance. There's a lot of difference in these two. But if you still do aggregation, you will still get more performance in it. What I'm saying is, even if you don't do aggregation of data, it can still handle that performance.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. So if you do aggregation, it will improve the performance immediately, right, sir?
Ante kadana? Yeah, ante.
Okay, thanks.
Anything? Okay, boss. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow.